Right there, ladies and gentlemen, it is unfortunately the 100th loss for Kolkata Knight Riders in IPL. And with that, it was Punjab who came away with 2 points, 2 precious points, which puts their season back on track, which some would say definitely sitting in Chandigarh, but a man sitting in London right now to review this with us. Catches when you matches, but catches are not called correctly after soft signals. Then there were a couple of drops, which also dictated how the game went. KL Rahul became an anchor from a dasher. What you said, so much went on. What's the biggest talking point of this match?
I think that Punjab can lose from any position, I think is maybe the biggest talking point. I mean, they're basically a banter team at this point, aren't they? What a ridiculous performance. They should have just easily won that game. Kolkata weren't on top of their form. Obviously, Ferguson wasn't playing. You know, so many things. I thought Kolkata left 25 runs out there when they were batting. I just didn't think they could. I think they had one player went over a strike rate of 135. Punjab didn't lose any wickets on the way there, and then they just look like a team who wins by accident at this stage. What a ridiculous game of cricket that was.
It was indeed. And at the end of the day, Anil Kumble will be a happy man because he had no more fingernails left to chew. And we've seen this. I mean, like you mentioned it, they just make wins so difficult. We've seen that in IPL 2020, the first half of IPL 2021. I mean, it just goes on. So let's, of course, pick the bones out of it. If KKR had to win this game, they had to take their chances. Morgan dropped Agarwal in the end. I mean, in the start, I should say. Was that perhaps a game changer in many ways?
No, because they had other chances to win, didn't they? So no, I don't think, that was the most defining moment of this game. But certainly, them having wickets in hand, Punjab allowed them to fall over the line, whatever you want to call it at the end. But there were so many drop catches and an actual catch, of course. Even Puran, the dropping of Puran early on, I know he doesn't make a lot of runs, but he made 12 off 7 in this particular chase. That is an important mini innings, or 12 off 8, or whatever it was. No, I think all the drops together. I mean, you almost feel like the only way Punjab are going to chase anything at the moment is if people are literally almost like a matador, like swinging balls over the boundary, which is literally what happened off the last ball of the game.
Yeah, I mean, there was something about catches in this game. Venkatesh Iyer almost took an absolute spectacular one, but unfortunately, he just touched the boundary rope over there. What does this do for KKR? Because, of course, this is just a spanner amongst the works, I'm guessing. But at the end of the day, they still have a couple of decent games that they can fancy themselves into the top 4.
They still have the good run home, right?
Yeah.
So I think from that point of view, you've got no problem with KKR. They've got a game against the Sunrisers coming up. Who else have they got? I can't read my handwriting. I'm trying to read my whiteboard. But yeah, they've got a couple of easier games coming up. Rajasthan must be their other game. So that's fine. But this was a double point game because they win this game, Punjab's gone. They don't have to worry about them anymore. It's just them and Mumbai going in almost a straight shootout for the 4th spot at that point. So allowing them to get those points off them is huge for Kolkata, really. They would be massively disappointed. This is the first time since resumption. I just thought that they didn't play towards their best. Even when they lost one of the other games against Chennai, I thought they were playing pretty much at their best. Today, they weren't. Obviously, injuries are a problem. They didn't have Lockie Ferguson. They didn't have Andre Russell. They tried to patch together the 5th bowler from spare body parts they found around. It was not ideal, but also didn't think they batted particularly well, and their batting lineup was fine. Morgan continues to fail. I think that they'll be disappointed with that. And to be fair, they almost stole it anyway. They've taken their catches, as you said. If they'd taken 3 of those catches that we're talking about, and also, the other one had gone their way, any of those might have won them the game. I mean, it was that close, I suppose, towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, just that's confirmed for you because I know you can't read your own handwriting, but you spotted it right. I mean, Hyderabad and Rajasthan is what KKR are left with. And funnily enough, Punjab have Bangalore and Chennai Super Kings. Now they're in 10 points, Jarrod, playing 12. Now, we've seen time and again in IPL over the years that 14 sometimes is a magical number. So these two essentially have 2 cup finals. Am I right or wrong?
No. I think you're right. I think obviously you'd rather be Kolkata. They're a win up.
With the net run rate.
Yeah, they've got net run rate as well. Even this game was good for net run rate, which is another reason that I've had to score quicker earlier on. Especially if you're behind in that, in the points tally. But yes, Mumbai is obviously the other team that we need to mention as well. But for Kolkata, this really would have narrowed it down. If they beat Sunrisers in the next game, it was their spot to lose. Now they're still in the dogfight. Whereas with Punjab, I mean, it would have to be, Punjab would have to have 2 outstanding games. I don't know if they have that in them to come home from here. As you said, 14 points is sort of the magical number. And I think they're going to have to win both their games. And they're playing 2 teams that are above them, better teams than them. There was nothing that I even today, I think Kolkata obviously struggled. I still thought that Kolkata looked like the better team of those 2, even if I thought Punjab probably played better for 32 overs of the game before they sort of lost their minds at the end. I still thought Kolkata looked like the better team. So it would be very tough for them to come back.
Okay, let's see how that all plays out because it's getting really interesting. The other thing which was interesting was the fan goodie bag question before this game started. We asked you who's going to hit the most sixes in this one. Now, there were quite a few contenders. Nitish Rana hit a couple, KL, Venkatesh Iyer also amongst the race, but it was Mayank Agarwal, Crickletic's son, really, in robotic life, who came away with 3 sixes. So hopefully a couple of you guys got it in the comments. We'll check and let you know who won the goodie bag, I should say. And we'll give you the start of the day as well because it kind of involves sixes. KL Rahul now has the most maximums for Punjab as a franchise in the IPL. 100 sixes he's hit for the men in red. So that's a good one for KL Rahul to have under his belt. Right, predictions-wise, let's see how Jarrod's fared because it was, of course, nip and tuck with the robot and him prior to this game. Batsman, he went for Shubman Gill. Robot went for Mayank Agarwal. Any guesses who came out winner?
Yeah, I feel like I've ruined Shubman Gill's career at this point by continually backing him, and he won't make any runs. But yeah, Mayank Agarwal, it batted really well.
So who won it, do you think, in the end?
Shubman Gill, yeah?
No.
Wasn't you sure? Just double check that.
Yeah. KL Rahul's got 67.
So he gets the points, yeah. But yeah.
But Venkatesh Iyer did the same. So I don't know who to give it to, but nonetheless,
you would always go the quicker strike rate, wouldn't you? If you need a tiebreaker.
Yeah, we would essentially, but then we go into this whole impact runs and stuff. But nonetheless, it was still 0-0 between you and the robot then. Then it was a battle of the spinners because you called Bishnoi and Critletics went for Chakravarti. The best bowler of the match. Any guesses, Jarrod?
Best bowler. Someone took 3 wickets, didn't they? And why have I forgotten their name? Was it Mohammad Shami who took 3 wickets? No.
It's actually Arshdeep Singh, the left arm.
It was Arshdeep. Yeah, sorry. I knew it was one. I just looked at the scorecard too. But yeah, it was one of the seamers. It was kind of a battle of the spinners though, wasn't it? The game. But yeah, some of the seamers bowled very well as well there.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, I think Arshdeep could have got more, to be fair, but he finished with 3 and he's in that purple cap race, so to speak, but he's still far behind Harsha Patel.
Everyone's a long way behind Harsha Patel.
Really far behind. Winners, you guys both went for KKR. The robot must be disappointed. You must be, of course, surprised because you never thought Punjab would pull this out. No. I've asked you this at the top of the show. Does this really give Punjab the momentum to say, you know what, we fancy RCB on Sunday, and then CSK might take the foot off the gas, so to speak? Why can't we go to 14 points?
Look, I think that's the best case scenario. Exactly what you said. I think RCB game, they just have to throw everything at it. I don't think RCB have been brilliant since the resumption, so I think it gives them a chance.
And Sharjah afternoon encounter.
Yeah, I still think RCB is the better team, and I would certainly back RCB in that environment. But as far as the other game, they need Chennai to basically take the game off. They need Chennai to I don't know, try non-traditional players. Give Steve Fleming a game. Realistically, I think if Chennai are trying to win that game, it becomes almost. I mean, Chennai have almost not lost a game this season. They've been brilliant. So for that, and they're going to keep the pressure on. If they're trying, they're going to keep the pressure on Punjab all the way through. Just don't think that's what Punjab will be able to handle. If it's a knockout game and it comes down to Chennai and it comes down to the last 5 overs, I would back Chennai 101 times out of 10.
Absolutely. I think it's fair to say that KKR, they have RR and SRH in Punjab, like we said, RCB and CSK, but Mumbai as well have RR, SRH and DC on Saturday afternoon. So it's really, really tense in terms of what can really happen. There's plenty of permutations, combinations. You can check the qualification probability on cricket.com and its app. Until the next time, it's a goodbye from me and Jarrod, who's pretty surprised with the result today.